Jupiter in Leo in 2014 from July till 2015, almost till August. And what does it mean? Who will be affected? It's not only Leo who will benefit from Jupiter. Also other signs, the fire signs, Sagittarius and Aries will also benefit, but not everyone fully. And I would walk you through, and you don't have to be Aries, Sagittarius or Leo to benefit from the influence of Jupiter in the next 12 months. Actually, you can have just a planet in one of those three fire signs, and you will benefit in that area wherever the planet rules. And I will walk you through any of those possibilities. But first of all, let's find out if you have any fire planet or ascendant in your horoscope. You can do that by going to my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com, for which I'm putting a link. Enter the date, the place, you're born. If you don't know your time of birth, then don't look at your ascendant, but look at all the other planets. Go to the planetary detail table, which is below, like I'm showing you here, and check if you have any planet from the ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. Just look at those planets. Don't look at Uranus, Neptune, Rahu, Pluto. These are two generational planets. These are not personal planets. They cannot make a specific impact on you. But the other 7 planets, from the Sun till Saturn, including the ascendant sign, which is the most important point in the horoscope, it's yourself. These look at if you have any of those into the sign of Leo. Leo will feel the energy of Jupiter most positively and most strongly, because Jupiter will be exactly in Leo. Or if you have any of those 7 planets or ascendant in Aries or Sagittarius, then mark down the degree of this planet and mark the name of this planet, and I'll tell you what it means for you. Okay, first of all, what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the biggest planet, is the planet of expansion. Whatever it touches, whatever sign it goes to, whatever planet it sends an aspect to or passes over, it tends to grow and expand the areas of this planet, the areas that this planet rules in your life. Let's start if you have your Sun in Leo, for instance, if you have your Sun in Aries or Sagittarius, they would also feel it. Okay, so what happens when Jupiter aspects the Sun or passes over the Sun? The Sun signifies career, first of all. It signifies vocation and goals and plans and a big project a person has. Something about playing the role that you're here to play. Basically, it's connected very much to the career. So when Jupiter aspects it, it tends to give new opportunities to you in career. So check if you have the Sun in Aries, Sagittarius or Leo. You would very likely in the next 12 months will have a new opportunity in a career. Or if you've been working very hard on some career project, it might give you very good results and you reap them positive results. You can get promoted, or if you don't like your job, you can find a new job. And especially a lot of Leos have been tested in the past 1 or 2 years from Saturn, which is the planet of restriction and testing. So a lot of Leos, people with Sun in Leo, probably had career problems for a little bit, or some tensions of having to work too hard, not seeing the results immediately. But when when Jupiter, the planets of blessing, the planets of rewards, the planets of growth and expansion goes into Leo, it will help a lot of Leos actually start seeing the results of their hard work. Or if they had a dry patch, they can finally actually have some luck in regards to their goals and plans. And it doesn't always have to be career, it can be your own business if you have, or some big plans that you're making and goals that you have about your life, or big projects as well. This one also signifies father figures or bosses. Your relationship with bosses can improve, or a boss can help you, or a boss can somehow stimulate your progress in life. The Sun symbolizes a lot of things. The Sun can symbolize also health for for men. It's confidence. It will improve, and for women, it will improve your self-confidence, your belief in yourself, your belief into the future. You just feel more positive. But not everyone who has Sun in Sagittarius, Leo or Aries will benefit fully from Jupiter. during the next 12 months. Mostly those who have their sun from around 12 to around 23, 24 degrees in Sagittarius, Leo or Aries. So from around 12 to around 23, 24 degrees, because Jupiter will pass 3 times over those degrees. So Jupiter goes, reaches to the 23rd degree in Leo, and comes back to the 12th degree in Leo, and then starts moving forward again. So these people, so if you have your sun there in those degrees, you can benefit a lot in regards to career and goals. The people that are born in the previous degrees or in the later degree, they'll have just one-off chance for maybe 2-3 weeks, and they really have to grasp that chance and that opportunity, because it's not going to come back again second time. So it's, while the people who have Jupiter 3 times, they'll have an opportunity to work on those chances and those gifts, and with their increased productiveness, with the increased confidence, with their increased inspiration to manifest something more stable. Okay, what happens if your moon is in those degrees, or if your moon is in Aries, in Leo, or in Sagittarius, because Jupiter aspects strongly to 100% all those 3 signs. Again, you mostly feel it if your moon is from 12 degrees to 23, 24 degrees. My moon is at 24. Leo, I barely miss it there. But what does it mean? The moon is the emotional well-being of a person. How happy you feel within yourself emotionally. So when Jupiter passes or aspects by trine aspect, in Sagittarius and Aries, your moon, a lot of relationships that are based on emotional foundation can improve. Or if you've been feeling emotionally down or unhappy, there can be a healing of your emotions. So they can be emotional upliftment, especially for those born from around 12 degrees with moons in the fire signs from 12 to 23 degrees. And those born before that, they will feel it in a much shorter period. Those born from 0 to 12 degrees, Aries, Leo or Sagittarius moon, they'll feel it in the summer, in the beginning of the autumn of 2014, but it's not going to come back again. It's not going to repeat. So you have a chance to improve on certain emotional relationships, on relationship with your mom, because the moon signifies mom, on relationships with women as well. With the moon signifies women overall. You can benefit from women in some way. Or those of you who have their moons after the 23rd degree, till 30 degrees in Aries, in Sagittarius or Leo, they would feel Jupiter one of positive influence, help from women, or in regards to emotional matters, towards the spring and summer of 2015. And it will come one time again. But those from 12 to around 23 degrees, they have a whole 5, 6, 7 months period where they can benefit from the positive influence of Jupiter. And also it can be good for property, because the moon rules home, family. It can improve relationships with the family, with women, with relationships, with emotional connections. You can feel more connected to other people. Or if some of you might relocate to a better place. The moon rules the place and the environment we are. And the connection, you can feel like you belong more. And of course the house of the moon, if you know astrology a little bit more, that house will also, if the moon is in the 10th house of career and Jupiter aspects it, you can benefit in regards to career, actually. If it's in the 7th house, especially in regards to relationships. If it's in the 3rd house, especially in regards to communications and contacts. If it's in the 2nd house, in regards to money in particular. So the houses also matter, but now we're talking about the planets. So what happens if you have the next planet, Venus, in Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries? If you have Venus there, especially if it's from 12 degrees approximately to 23 degrees in those 3 signs, Jupiter can bring some lovely experiences in regards to social life and relationships. Venus rules love. Venus rules falling in love. Venus, when Jupiter usually, especially in those degrees in the middle of those 3 signs that I mentioned, you have Jupiter will bring someone to you, and you have the chance to strengthen that relationship with that person as well, because it continues for quite a few months. So some of you might be falling in love, or if you're already in love, the relationship can get to the next level. for deeper commitment. Or if you had problems in a relationship, you can smooth them out when Jupiter goes into Leo. But those of you who are born with Venus in the earlier degrees, say you have Venus at 10 degrees Aries, so 5 degrees Sagittarius, or 2 degrees Leo, you just get one quick chance for this. You usually around the sum of 2014 for about 2-3 weeks where something on the romantic scene can happen. Or even if it's not relationship, Venus is all the luxuries of life, all the pleasant things that we enjoy, that the 5 senses that we like to satiate, like maybe you can have a period of going on luxurious holidays, or on going to great hotels, or enjoying good foods, or enjoying good company. Venus is a very social planet. Venus also rules women, so you might benefit in some way through women during this transit as well. Whether you're a woman or a man, doesn't matter. If you're offered help from a woman during a Jupiter transit, accept it, because it's actually, this woman is acting through God. God is acting through her to help you in some way, because Jupiter is God's help in some way. And okay, what happens if you have Mercury in Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, particularly from 11-12 degrees till 23-24 degrees? In those fire signs, Mercury is the planet of communications and friendships, so your friendships can expand, you can make more contacts. If you have some important documents to sign up, you can sign up some contracts and documents which are very beneficial for you. Maybe you wanted to get a visa, maybe things finally resolve themselves to get a visa. Or maybe you had some arguments with someone and you're able to smooth them out, because Mercury is communication. Or if you're studying, Mercury rules the mind, the logical, the active mind, the left side of the mind, which deals with details and learning new skills. So some of you might learn new skills, get inspired maybe to go to college or to start a new degree, learn new skills, learn a new language. Mercury rules siblings and friendships, so if you had a broken friendship, you can fix it right now, or in the next 12 months, or you can benefit in some way through friends, or you can benefit somehow through more socializing, or you can benefit through some contracts, or you can Mercury also rules business, the business mind, the management. Anyone who is in mercurial jobs, which is management, advertising, media, communication, information, any kind of administrative jobs, tasks, they can have a great period where these things develop with auspicious results, and when the administrative part and the communication part and the information part of their business is developing really well. Okay, so good for business as well. Let's see, what if you have Mars in Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, which benefit especially from 12 till 23-24 degrees in those signs? Mars is the planet of initiative. Mars is the planet of courage. So you become more adventurous all of a sudden, more initiative. If Mars is in the degrees before 12 or after 23, it's a one-off. You'll feel it for 2-3 weeks, and it's a good time for you then to take action, because the actions that you take will radiate a lot of confidence, and they would have positive consequences. And they'll be a little bit daring, but not to an extent where you're reckless. And sometimes we need this extra push and confidence in our activities in order to be more initiative. So if you've been afraid to do something for a while, Jupiter aspects your Mars, and you get the courage to do it. Or Mars is also relationship with siblings. Mars rules some sibling relationship. Mars is people who wanted to start a workout regime. Mars gives you the physical. Jupiter transit Mars can give you the excitability to do it from desire, not because you want to do it, not because you feel too fat and ugly and because everyone is telling you have to do it, but because you feel inspired to do it, because Jupiter brings this inspiration. Or if you're in some kind of a more aggressive type of business where there is a lot of competition, you can actually have any competitive environment is Mars. And when Jupiter sends a beautiful aspect or a trine to this Mars, you're having more positive developments. You can overcome your competition if you're in some kind of a fight or a battle with someone. And Jupiter, especially if your Mars is from 12 to 23 degrees, in a big part, for 5-6 months, you have the upper hand above your competitors. I have Mars at 21 degrees in Aries, so definitely I'll benefit from that, and hopefully finally I'll get a bit more views over my competitors, you know. Or if you're in some kind of a court case, maybe, because Mars is fighting Jupiter, can help you, but especially if you're in those middle degrees that I pointed out. Or if you are after 24 degrees, then you can benefit from Jupiter after in the spring and summer of 2015. Okay, what happens if you have your own Jupiter in Leo, for instance? It means that Jupiter is returning to its own position in your horoscope. It's called Jupiter return. It happens every 12 years. And this is in the next 12 months, you will find out something which brings you a lot of joy in the next 12 years. And just watch the levels of joy and happiness that you can experience. For instance, when I had my Jupiter return, I discovered astrology, and ever since, it happened 10 years ago, it's been the biggest source of joy and happiness for me, because Jupiter is the planet of joy and happiness, and when it has its return in the chart, when it comes to its own position, so if you have your Jupiter in Leo, for instance, not for instance, only in Leo, this is if you're having Jupiter return, then you will discover something new, you'll start learning something new, you'll start doing something new, whether you become a mom, or whether you start on a new career, whether you embark on learning something new or go to another country, doesn't matter. Whatever you do, this will be a great source of happiness and joy for you for 12 years ahead. And this is where you should be looking for receiving happiness and joy. And if you have Jupiter in Sagittarius or Aries or Leo, I'm talking now for anyone, it's a very likely period that you might be expanding your mind in some way. You might be traveling more, because Jupiter influencing itself, Jupiter aspect Jupiter, very much about travel, about culture, learning about new cultures, more communications with foreigners. Even if you have Venus in those degrees, or Mercury, or the Sun, or the Moon, any planet in Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, when Jupiter aspects any of your planets, it usually brings more communications with foreigners, more foreign travel, more desire to learn and study something, expand your mind, embark on a new adventure. And Jupiter aspect itself, it's definitely all of those things as well. And also Jupiter, you know, if you have Jupiter in any of those three signs, can bring you a new... Jupiter is the planet of... belief systems, and it can bring you a new belief system which brings you a lot more meaning in your life and a lot more connection to source and feeling more joyful within, but not something outer so much as something inner which gives spin to your reality, to how you perceive reality, and makes you much more connected to your true self, to your source, gives you more belief, more hope. Jupiter always brings more hope and belief. And Jupiter is also the planet of procreation and creativity. So any aspect of Jupiter, to Venus, to Mars, to the Sun, to Mercury, to Jupiter, to itself, always brings expanded creativity and more inspiration to the person. The person feels more inspired to do new things and more creative things. And Jupiter is the planet of fertility as well. So any people with planets in fire signs, especially if the moon is in a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, when Jupiter aspects it, because moon is the planet of motherhood, when Jupiter aspects it, some of you might, you know, embark on this new adventure of motherhood. If they've been trying to get pregnant, it might happen more easily. Or Jupiter aspecting Jupiter, if you have Jupiter in one of those three fire signs, it can be a time of procreation, let's say. Or if you don't want a child, you're just much more creative than other times. And then what if Saturn is in Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo? Then you have Jupiter aspect or transit Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of stability and structure in one's life. So you it will bring to your life somehow a sense of more stability, especially if Saturn is from 12 to 23 degrees in any of those three fire signs. And it means that you definitely, something will happen in your life which gives you whatever it's important for you, whatever brings you the biggest sense of stability and security, Jupiter can bring this, can strengthen those positions of security for you. And people who are in business as well. Saturn is the planet of hard work. Saturn is another planet of career, but of perseverance, working very hard. And Jupiter inspires the person, when it aspects Saturn, to apply themselves more and to see the results of their hard work from before. So even if you have only Saturn there, you can see positive results of hard work that you've done for the past. And some difficult, complicated situations, which is Saturn is the difficulties in life, can get resolved. You can overcome certain negative state of mind, certain fear that you've had for a long time. Saturn is the planet of fears, and Jupiter kind of softens it. Jupiter helps Saturn expand and not feel so fearful and contracted and trying to guard everything in case the world economy collapses, or in case, someone takes my 1,000 pounds in the bank, so the person feels a little bit more, confident on their grounding, on their, in regards to their stability, and they, lost my thought there. Anyway, or if you have ascendant, if you know your time of birth, you can also check your ascendant sign if it's in Leo, particularly from 12 to 23 degrees in Leo. Or also in Sagittarius or Aries. The ascendant sign is the physical body. They can be improvement of the physical body, but watch out, because Jupiter can expand, so they can be expansion a little bit of the body. But it's a great time to start working out, because Jupiter gives this natural enthusiasm for workout, for healthier regime, for taking better care of your body. And making better defined muscles. Jupiter can really help tone with the muscles as well. Even making you look more pleasant to others. But it will definitely, if it aspects your ascendant, if it's in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, will make you more hopeful, can bring more travels for you, new studies, higher education, new opportunities on your path in life, because the ascendant sign is your path in life as well. It's you. The ascendant sign is you, physically here, present in this moment. So if you have Jupiter transit to it, it's usually, especially if your ascendant is in Leo, this is when a great new opportunity comes on your path, which you should accept, you should embark on, because this is an opportunity which for the next 12 years might bring a lot of growth into your life and a lot of new opportunities. So you can get clarity if you're confused about what to do with your life, where to head, who should I be? The ascendant sign is very much connected to our vocation and career as well. So it's who you are. So when you're confused about who you are and you have a Jupiter transit, you get more clarity. Maybe you'll hear in the newspapers, or maybe an advisor will tell you should take this path in order to succeed. Or maybe an advice will come to you, or maybe you take some course which makes you feel more secure on your path, and what exactly you want to do gives you this clarity about how to proceed on your path. So this is how I see Jupiter transits. Again, Jupiter is about expansion, travel, foreigners, meeting new people, accepting new challenges, excitedly, getting excited on your path, getting more meaning on your life. Anything that happens for the fire signs will bring them more meaning. Or if you've been working, if you have many planets in fire signs, this will be your year. From the summer of 2014 till the summer of 2015, do not miss it. But in order for Jupiter to give good results, you have to also be initiative, be as active as possible as well. And trust that the actions that you take now will give fantastic results. Thank you very much.